Like, did you like Orc Tannis?
Oh my god. Oh,
There we go.
that was semi-genius, though. Semi.
There we go. That's better. Look at that. Look at that. How's it going, Lou? Hey, Coibs. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I had my alarm set, and like I said, I just fucking... my phone turned off, so... guess what? No alarm, lol. Just got home from school? What? It's fucking... It's 9 p.m. That's wild. Alright, we're here to talk about Dungeon Dargons, because last episode, nothing exciting happened at all.
Nope.
Oh no, not at all.
Really boring episode.
I wasn't angry when we finished it all, nope.
You haven't held a grudge against me for the past, like, 5 days.
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
I don't feel unquenchable rage when I look at your face.
Wow, that's savage, dude. Shit. Okay, so recap. Last episode, you guys decided, the party decided, so it was finally time to deal with Tremaris' little, you know, there's a deity trying to get him to fetch an item for him, which caused you to travel back to Yesterhearth, the Drow settlement deep in the Mystery Mountains that you guys had visited before. And when you got there, the mountains were, the town was thriving, rebuilt, bigger than before. Not only Drow roam there anymore, they actually opened up their gates, if you will, to the surface people, surface dwellers as they call them, and actually have a teleportation circle set up for trade and diplomatic reasons. To a set amount of cities around the realm. And there you heard that there were 3 Illithid settlements, cities of sorts, nearby. One of which was bigger than the rest, and then you also heard that housed an Elder Brain, and that gave you guys the inclination that, oh, probably the place where they would keep that item that we're looking for. So you guys went. They also asked you, like, if you go, destroy the Elder Brain. That way all the Illithid in a 5-mile radius just die and they can move into those settlements. Have a little bit more of a defense and a little bit more distance from the nearest Illithid settlement, which would protect their city as well. So you guys went in, fought off a bunch of Mind Flayers and Basilisks, and then you traveled through and found a pillar, had directions set up, Yoxarin's vault to the left, the Elder Chamber to the right, which only Tremaris could read, and Tremaris lied to the party and said, oh, the Elder Brain is to our left. Let's go there first. And then you got to Yoxarin's vault, and it was guarded not by any Illithid, but by a Beholder, which put up a really good fight, but you guys managed to beat. Not before Aberan got petrified and turned to stone, which luckily Neronk found some remedies nearby, because if you're someone that works with creatures that can petrify people, accidents happen, so the Illithid had potions prepared just in case one of their own got petrified. And then Tremaris and Nakul were just kind of beating on this box that had the crown of Yoxarin in it, which is the item that Tremaris' patron wanted. Eventually, Tremaris got his hands on the crown and put it on his head. And then Tremaris disappeared. And when he reappeared, his body was now host to this otherworldly patron. This creature from the realm beyond, who has nothing but bad plans to do while he's in Tremaris' body. And as far as you all know, Tremaris is dead, or Tremaris has gone evil. So, all right. Thoughts on last session, just in general?
It was pretty chill until like the final half an hour. And then everything went to hell. Until then, it was like, yeah, we can go fight some Illithid and some Basicles. That's fine. We can do that. And then Tramaris.
I did a thing.
I want you all to know that I'm not completely responsible for how this went. I'm responsible for how it went. But if Hanzo wouldn't have DM'd me that same week, like, hey, listen, if something were to happen to Tramaris, I'd be okay with it. Like, if Tramaris would be turn evil in some way, shape, or form, I'd be okay with it. And that's when I was like, that opens a whole new window of things that I can do.
I planted the seed. I was like, I've got an idea I want to discuss with you, Dutch. Can we like call sometime this week? And you're like,
exactly.
yeah, sure. So you hit me up when you were free, and I called you, and you're like, so what did you want to talk about? And I was like, I've got an idea, and it might be dumb, but what do you think of Tramaris turning evil? And Dutch was just like, oh.
Yeah. And in this way, because like Tramaris himself going full on evil, I feel like would never happen because he's doing all of this for the right reasons. So I figured next best thing would be his soul is gonna be to the crown as soon as he puts it on, and Patron just swoops in and takes over your body as a host. So Tramaris is kind of evil, but it's actually not Tramaris. So like, yeah.
And we all know it's not Tramaris now because the freaking dick dude like spoke to us through his face.
Yep.
So
yeah, it. And then he teleported away, and you have no idea where he is, so what he's up to. The only person who would have any sort of inkling may have been Tramaris, but off. So, and you are still in the middle of an Illithid settlement that they are all aware of your presence.
like we can't even just like leave.
Nope.
It's just such like a beautiful irony that like Tramaris all the way along has been the one who cared sort of the most about like the party and the group and like getting along with everyone and being nice to everyone and helping everyone out with their problems and doing so much for everyone, and then betraying them.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm convinced it's so fitting because Tramaris has been making dumb decisions for the sake of the safety of the party the entire campaign. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Ever since Ash died, Tramaris has been doing shady fucking things, but because the party's safety is in his head. Like, okay, if I do this... Oh, I just punched my mic. This guy promises that he'll keep them safe, you know? So, which makes you a very easy target to be manipulated by some evil...
And I am very naive. I grew up totally cut off from the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like, literally in a little village that was hidden by magic so we could have no interaction with the outside world. Like,
yep. So, like, yeah. And that naive part of Tramaris, and maybe that unknowing part of Tramaris got abused by this otherworldly creature, and when he finally got the crown, that was his time to just quickly do a body swap, and now Tramaris roams around doing fuck knows what.
It's almost like when Ash died. A part of Tramaris died there with him, and he became, to like compensate, he kind of became extremely overprotective over the rest of the party, of the people who were left, his like new friends.
Yeah.
So a combination of extreme overprotectiveness and trustworthiness and naivety was just a deadly combination in and of itself.
And the thing that
be a disaster.
The thing that I love about Tramaris' arc is that he's not really had like his own big arc. It's been carefully trickled through the entirety of like everything. Yeah. Every time you guys like
because we had the dedicated sort of this is Acton, this is story.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we had the dedicated like this is Kissarin's story.
And you've just been
Tramaris
sprinkled throughout.
The whole like basically since Ash's death has just been like developing over time.
Yeah. And it just I think it's not over. Like it's not over. But it's reached its like climax last session because that was the guy's goal all along, was to get that crown, and he needed someone to be a vessel for him to get it to him. And in this case, he found Tremaris, who was looking for something like someone like him.
I do sort of feel bad for you though, Dutch, because you also had this idea with like the map pieces in this temple for my other god and stuff like that. And that sort of has gone out of the window a bit.
Hey man, that's life for a DM. Sometimes shit happens, sometimes things change. It's fine.
Yeah, Charles just was like, "Hey, I have a map piece for you. Here, take this map piece." And they had a little like.
We'll probably never see where that goes now.
This is something I've been saying to everyone though, like in private, but I'll say it on stream once. Is that the thing about like Tremaris is this bad god has been super active in talking to him, giving him power, which has actually helped him protect his friends. You know, talking to him, interacting with him, helping him by like teleporting him to the temple when he got left behind. He's done so much for Tremaris and like been so active. His other god hasn't reached out to him once.
Okay.
Hasn't given him any extra powers, hasn't talked to him once. And even when like Tremaris went to one of his temples and spoke to the Elder there and asked him about the map pieces and asked him for help, the guy turned him away because of Tremaris' new affiliation. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of easy to see why Tremaris would favour the one that is actually active in reaching out to him and helping him over the one that's been silent.
Do you remember the first time you had a vision? You saw your god, Aros, the white deer. You saw him getting scared away by something, and your patron started talking to you. That was your patron slipping into the back of your head, blocking all form of communication with your other deity. It was your patron made it so that arrows could not get to you anymore. That was your patron's doing. He first made sure to plant that like seed of doubt in your head of like maybe arrows isn't the way. And then when that reached kind of like his that doubt is strong enough now, he creeped in the back of your head, blocked off all communication with arrows. And then when you went to the temple, a couple of weeks had already gone by. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly. And by that time, the connection to your patron was too strong. And the reason the elder cleric there responded the way they did was because your patron looked stronger than Aros, which is what scared them, which is why they were like, whoa.
This is the thing though, is like, even if Aros was blocked off from me, Aros has other agents in the world, and no one is ever beyond saving and redemption. You know what I mean? Like, they could have tried, and nobody did, so Tremaris went with the one who's actually helping him and reaching out to him, not the one that's silent and actively turning away from him in his eyes.
Yeah, fair.
I think, personally, like, my favorite thing about this Tremaris arc, and I have a lot of things that I love about it, is that it wasn't really for us as players, like the rest of the party. It's more something that the audience could actually like watch happen, because all the things that kind of all the interaction between Tremaris and his patron and his deity and all that kind of stuff was not anything that we were a part of. Like, he would sneak off to the temple, and that was like a big part of like showing his arc coming through, like with this relationship with his patron. It wasn't for us to really watch, it was for everyone else to watch.
Yeah, and it was definitely like it was definitely for the audience to enjoy all the way through, and for you guys to kind of try and, I guess, solve now that it came to its climax and it came to what the patron really wanted, is to get back, find a way back into the prime material plane, which he now found through Maris's body and the crown. Like the crown, I'll grab the item description real quick so that it's an artifact of the Sundering, and it belonged in previous life to Yogg-Sarin, who is an Illithid deity. Illithids, mind flayers, are creatures that originate from a realm beyond this one, which is the same, like it's the same otherworldly type of being as this patron is, this otherworldly patron. So the Illithid legend, like the way I do it in this world, it's not like canon 5e mind flayer lore, but mind flayers came to this realm for the first time using this crown, and the patron knew that and was like, okay, if I can get my hands on that crown, I can make my way over there as well. All he needed was someone to get it for him. And where is it? There's the abilities linked to this crown as well are very Mind Flayer-esque. Like when it's exalted, someone's intelligent. Like exalted is like the final stage, right? That's like the final stage. Someone's intelligence will be 26, so the person wearing it will have an intelligence score of 26. Can cast Dominate Monster once per long rest. Can cast Dominate Person once per long rest. Can cast Mind Blast twice per short rest. Can with an absurdly high DC. So like it's definitely a Mind Flayer relic. It has, and it also allows the wearer to read people's minds and all that shit. So it's definitely a relic that is made with Mind Flayers in mind. And now that Tremaris turned out to be that vessel to get this item to him, the pink gem, the front, is a soul gem, which is, you know, very very close to Skyrim or Elder Scrolls. The way they use soul gems is just it sucks someone's soul out of their body to the stone as soon as they wear the crown, so that something else can in. That's its purpose, and that happened.
A technical term.
That is a very technical term. Studied long and hard, but I figured out there was a and not a, you know, it's a close, but not the same.
Weeks of studying.
Yeah. I'm just like, even I don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna do yet. I have not even began to start writing down all the consequences for what just happened.
I was gonna say I didn't give you very long to prepare.
No, so like you probably won't encounter him for a little bit, but I mean, who are we kidding? You're gonna encounter him at some point.
Not encountering him for a bit is probably going to be a good thing, because first we've got to deal with Kisser and how mad she's gonna be. Like, we let this happen.
Yeah.
Which is perhaps more terrifying.
Is it though?
No.
Is it?
But there is an upside. I get a new character.
New character for Hanzo! Pog!
I'm so excited for
Do you wanna share what it is or not yet?
Belle, do you want me to?
I don't know, maybe we should wait until the end of the
So you
discussion. For suspense.
Because I don't mind sharing it, it's just where people want things spoiling, you know what I mean? Or whether they want it as a surprise.
I don't know. I'm a little shit, so I'm like, hold on to secrets as long as possible.
I feel I've already, like, surprised people enough recently.
True. Share it at the end of Dungeon Discourse. Wait till Sunday.
Quaver is also a little shit. I'm not the only one.
So chat split 50-50 so far.
Right now, yeah.
It's very useful.
Okay. But yeah, Hanzo's gonna play a new character. It's gonna be fun. Depending on, like, I'll probably make it so that because there's a couple of things that you can do. You can still find some safe haven in there and try and rest. Or you can try and flee, or you go fight the Elder Rain. Those are pretty much the two like real options now. So probably the way I do it is that I'll leave Tremaris. I'll leave this new guy's location up in the air. Like, depending on what you guys do, that's where I'll place him, just so that I don't plant him.
I've got an idea.
Just so that I don't like plant him in the room with the Elder Rain.
Name, so that we can refer to him by name.
Oh,
and
sure.
That's good.
give the race or class.
Okay.
You should probably do that. That would
Okay.
make things easier. Instead,
His
new
name?
guy.
Have fun with his name. It is Friedrich von Hammerschmidt.
What?
Friedrich?
Friedrich von Hammerschmidt.
Like Friedrich, but like the
Yeah.
I and the E is swapped.
But because I don't want Hanzo to be sitting there for 3 hours this Sunday and then to get to play, I'm gonna make his location just, you know, depending on what whatever you do, you'll probably encounter him within like the first hour.
Have
That's
fun
gonna be
trying
fun,
to
'cause,
guess
like,
what on
Thomas
earth he is.
Pissed. We all know how much fun she is when she's mad.
Man.
Like I say, have fun trying to guess what he is just off of a name.
You're getting a nickname. I'm excited, man. I am really excited the way that you told me you're gonna play him. It's gonna be time. It's a barbarian.
Another group for the barbarians.
Another teaser is that it is gonna be very much like a 180 from Tramaris.
Yeah.
In almost every
I was
sense.
actually like really hoping you did that because I wanted to see 180. Like
prepare for Hanzo doing a lot of talking all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Whereas Tramaris is super quiet and reserved, this guy is just not gonna be quiet and reserved. If I roleplay well enough, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're like one of the best role players I've had the pleasure of playing
It
with.
is, but me being quiet and reserved is who I actually am. So this, I'm gonna have to roleplay not me. I'm gonna have to be a little more vocal and talkative than I normally actually am, and that's gonna be.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So excited. Oh.
Okay. Anything about last session that had like questions, comments, anything that like happened that you're like, wait, was that, or why was that, or?
Not really. I think I kind of like.
It goes for chat too, by the way.
Understood everything, to be honest.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
the whole Tramaris just got possessed, and now I'm still wrapping my head around that.
Yeah, but Koibe, you also know how loud and annoying you guys are gets on my nerves. So you can tell how difficult it's going to be for me to be loud and annoying.
I feel like during the sessions it's a lot better though than we're ranting and raving.
That's why usually I just leave straight after.
Yeah, exactly.
Just straight out because.
Yeah. So what's funny is that this like little arc that you're on now, I guess I can call it, was meant to be this like couple of sessions of downtime until you guys hear about the new cultist. It'll be fine. So like you could go hunt for artifacts in Sundering. You could go and do some quests around the city. And then this Tramaris thing happened, and I was like, okay, yeah, they can get the crown. They'll probably decide what to do with it when they get it, and we'll see how that turns out. Like all like very cute, tiny like little adventures that wouldn't be an issue at all. And then Hanzo DM'd me, and I was like, oh, this changes things.
Not only did I rob you guys of a party member, I robbed you of downtime as well.
I mean, to be honest, Ektanas really hasn't had much downtime since Iron Deck died. Like, she's had like moments of respite, but since then, you know, she talked to the knowledge person about her parents, and then she saw her parents in the nightmare plane, and then she saw Kissarin and her daughter, and that was a complete juxtaposition of what she'd just seen of her parents telling her she was a piece of shit. But like before that, you know, she had a huge argument with the party over the people in the dungeony bit who she was like, they're not worth saving, and everyone else was like, oh, I am against your morals now, and I'm questioning who you are as a person and how you relate to the rest of the party. Which never actually got resolved, because immediately got swept on.
Nicole had a question for me in chat, which was there anything Nicole could have done to try and convince Tramaris to not touch the crown right away, or was he pretty set? So basically, I feel that the only person who probably could have convinced Tramaris not to touch it would have been Kissarin, because he gets along with her really well, and also she'd have appealed to him in the right way, because like threatening Tramaris or just telling him not to do it and like trying to be like authoritarian wouldn't have worked. He needed someone to reach out to him like emotionally. You know what I mean?
So
like,
it's Laura's fault for not being there last week.
Yeah, god damn it, Laura.
So I just feel I don't feel there's much Nicole could have done, because that's not who Nicole is. Nicole isn't going to have like a heartfelt, emotional conversation with Tramaris and be like, "Look, this path you're on is the wrong path." You know what I mean? That's not going to happen.
It would take Ektanas.
Whereas Kissarin could have been like, "Listen, I've been in a dark place where you've been, and I did dumb shit. It's not the way." Which that would have sounded like, I guess, would have been a lot closer to home for Tramaris, because you know, Kissarin went to it like, okay, she kept it on this plane, existence. but she went through a dark time
She kept
and
misplacing.
did a bunch of dumb shit because of it, you know? Hashtag blame Laura 2K19, yep. I want you guys to all just tweet at Laura. Just hashtag blame Laura 2K19. Just everyone just tweet her.
Yeah.
Tweet her that with no context. No context at all. Yeah. And the thing is, for like next session now, I'm kind of like, okay, I have an idea of what you guys are gonna do. Whether that is to fight or flee from that settlement. Like whatever you do, it's gonna have consequences. If you guys flee that Mind Flayer settlement, the consequences are gonna be very interesting. Whereas if you destroy the Elder Brain and kill all the Illithid within the 5-mile radius, yes, the Hearth will turn out a lot stronger a couple months down the line because they have had time to really like expand into settlements, claim them as their own, set up a better perimeter around the Esther Hearth, making them a lot stronger against attacks from anything coming from the Underdark, which is interesting.
I think we'll probably end up doing the murdering of the Elder Brain first, especially if Victana's has anything to say about it, because she's furious and she needs to hit something now.
Elder Brain's easy to kill.
They are when you have a new, totally non-combat based character in your party.
Wait, what?
Elder Brains are strong, but like I'm not an idiot. The fact that you first went to beat the what's it called, the Beholder, and went through that and are now a party member down. I'll make sure that the fight is balanced as long as you guys find a place to rest. I think you'll be fine. If you guys find a place to just long rest, you know, be like, oh, we're so tired from the battle, and just have someone like do guard shifts and shit like that, so you can fight them with your at your strongest, if you will. You'll be fine. Take that DM's advice to heart. Already lost one player character this month. Let's just leave it at that, yeah?
If I make my guy, like, if he like joins the party and then dies in the first fight, I'm so sad.
God.
I'm so sad.
How much HP do you have on that new guy?
32. I've actually lost health from Tramaris, which is impressive.
How does that work? Isn't the hit dice better?
Yes.
What? Oh, boy.
You can't account for my rolls.
It's crazy. That's fucking wild.
Oh god. Oh,
but
no.
the thing about this new guy is that
New guy Fred.
I'm just really fucking curious to see you play him, man. I'm fucking excited. It's gonna be so much fun.
I can't wait for Hanzo to actually have to talk loads. I'm so excited.
Do you have an accent in mind that you want to give him?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
Fuck yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fucking good. Yeah, I just need you to send me your sheet so I can put it into D&D Beyond.
The only thing I haven't written up isn't my backstory yet, but you don't really need that to write up his character stats into D&D Beyond. So
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't really need to... Like, we very globally went over your backstory in DMs. Yeah. Also, speaking of that, you kind of triggered me, Hanzo. In a good way. When we were talking about, like, you know, the thing that your dude does and what his, like, mission is, if you will. I was like, okay, we live in a world where we're currently there's only one continent that is Kaldalar, that exists out of 6 provinces. That's there, right? And I got thinking, like, that's not a real world, is it? So I've written down notes for 2 other continents that I'm gonna place in the world now, like, you know, across the ocean, whatever, to make the world a little realer, I guess. To have, like, because, you know, like, what world consists of this one lob of land and that's it.
Pangaea.
Okay. So I have plans. I have them written down here to make a continent to the east of the Flatlands, so to the east of Kaldalar, across the ocean. That will consist of 3 provinces and is a kingdom. It's a kingdom separate from the empire that you're in right now. I want to create some islands around Kaldalar as well. And I have an idea for a continent that consists out of 4 big islands to the south of Kaldalar, also like in the ocean, and that's gonna be more of a pirate state. If you, there's 4 islands ruled by like every island will have like a pirate lord, and they will just kind of living together. I wish I could.
Exile.
I wish I could create like maps that look good, but but like
I've sent you a question. Dutch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hang on.
What?
Fucking pirates! Yeah, pirates. Let me open
What's
the
the
DMs.
pirate's favorite letter?
It's the C. Yeah.
R.
You think it'd be R, but a pirate's first love will always be the C.
Exactly.
But
Yes, Hanzo. That was the idea that I had because
Okay.
that background fits a lot more in a kingdom than it would in an empire. I feel like because the empire is kind of 6 provinces all ruled by one same unit, whereas kingdoms like there's 3 provinces. Each will have their own like noble houses, and that's a lot more fitting for your character.
Mhm.
So yeah, once I have that all, like, I'll make sure that I have like the basic knowledge about that place.
Yeah.
Before Sunday, so like in case the party asks you questions, you could be like, "Yo, I'm from there and that place." Yeah, but that's like you like when we went over your story and I told you like, yeah, you'll probably be for Flatlands, blah blah blah. We'll fit you in there. I went to thinking like, that doesn't really fit, and then I like that triggered myself into just spiraling into like what fucking world only consists out of 1 continent? It's like
So you made a whole
like,
new continent just for me.
Exactly. There's like, it's like you have Earth, and the only continent on it is Europe. Nothing else exists. Like what? You know? So I figured, hey, let's make the world a little more alive. So there's gonna be
a theory before they all like.
Yeah, it's Pangea. That's why I said Pangea. It's they all used to be one continent, one landmass.
So
Possibly. No
I mean, technically, Hanzo inspired 2 continents because I have an idea for 2 continents now. One being a kingdom, and one being just fucking a bunch of pirates messing around and trying to have some form of. And then I also planned on some islands that are within the sea, which is going to be fun if you have to travel there, because the sea is kind of perilous. But yeah, like that's gonna be a thing soon. I'll probably take tomorrow afternoon when I get home from class to just fucking.
Yeah.
Pirates because Sea of Thieves. Listen, pirates are just fun to roleplay, and I already had established pirates because Tamar, who was supposed to be Daft Brit's character, but who had to sit out eventually. Tamar is a pirate. The only reason he's on land is because he went to investigate the murder of his like adoptive father. So, like, pirates are a thing. You know of at least 1 pirate. Why wouldn't there be more?
And if you don't believe that pirates can successfully run a form of like government or towns and cities and stuff like that, go tell that to Port Royal.
Yeah.
Pirates can run places. That is a thing. It can happen.
It can. On a good day,
the
yeah.
world, pirates.
So that's exciting stuff.
Oh my god.
Whereas,
Milo.
Milo. Whereas for now, we're on Kaldalar. You're in the Empire. You have a lot of shit to deal with, but know that around you the world is changing. It's like a World of Warcraft expansion. Every time WoW comes with a new expansion, there's this new just land mass appears on the map. Just, oh hey guys, we found Pandaria, or we found Northrend, or it's just like it's been there all along. Wink. It's kind of like that, Yo, yeah, you guys. Just like DLC. Exactly. You unlocked the new continents. So yeah, like next session, a lot of exciting stuff. Hopefully, no more players decide to swap alliances. But okay, because of Trimaris's obvious change. Belle, like in Octanis, her eyes, what happened?
In her eyes?
Yeah, in her eyes. Curious.
So to Octanas, they defeated the Beholder. Then she saw Aberan come towards her and turn into a statue. So immediately she went to him. Everyone else was like, nah, fuck Bran, and went towards this box thing where the crown was presumably held.
Mhm.
Eventually they managed to free Aberan, so they know how to free the other thing. And before she can even register the fact that Aberan is fine and he's alive, she turns around and Tramaris is reaching for this crown and putting it on his head. So to her, basically she kind of assumes that either the thrall of the power was too much for him and he couldn't resist it, or he was already being controlled by the freaking god thing.
That's the funny thing is as well, is that Tramaris was heavily talked onto, but he wasn't being controlled when he lied to you at that pillar. That was all Tramaris. That was all him. And then
So,
when he touched the crown, that was when he suddenly really felt the urge to put it on, because the crown and the patron both kind of working onto his mind. It was just too much.
And yeah, the thing is, although me and Nicole both sort of went to the crown, it made sense. Tramaris for obvious fucking reasons, and then Nicole, I don't know if this is, how Koiba's mind works, but the way I see it is, I said we were going to the Elder Brain, and then we end up in a room that has the crown in it.
Yeah.
He knows that something's fucky there, and basically wants to just try stop me getting to it. You know what I mean?
It was a lot of emotional whiplash for her, because she was concerned about Aberan, and then Aberan was fine, and then she was relieved, and then she turned around and she was freaking terrified, and then she was devastated, and then she was furious.
I'm glad that I got to trigger all those emotions in her mind.
You can't take all the credit for this one.
No, absolutely not. I will never, because this has been as much you as it's been me. If you wouldn't have planted that seed of hey, this would have never happened. So thank you.
I think it's such a good character arc. It's so perfect. He just has the best of intentions. He just wants to keep the party safe and alive and happy, but he's so sort of corrupted by those intentions that he goes to extreme measures to do it, and ends up going in the total opposite
that also
direction.
goes to show that not every character arc is a happy ending. As far as people now know, Tramaris is dead because of indirectly, because it's all Ash's fault indirectly, because he died. This would have never happened.
Yeah, Soko,
you bitch.
Soko, it's not your fault.
Blame
Soko.
Soko 2K19.
But I'm very excited to, a couple sessions from now, when everything has kind of calmed down,
It's all the fault of the two people who aren't here to defend themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously.
And weren't there.
And weren't there. Yeah, true. Both. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited to start brainstorming about okay, this guy now has access to this realm. What is he gonna do? I know that he's gonna take revenge on the people that were kind of wronged him. That's kind of what he dropped to Tramaris right before he went into his body. In a very non-sexual way, by the way. Chat, stop it. And after that, he made a promise to Tramaris. He made a promise to Tramaris, never to not harm the party. But the idea that I have, if that goes the way it goes, might come back on that promise, because someone is being a little bit of a dick about it. Because I'm not letting Tramaris go without a fight. Tramaris is still in there somewhere in that crown. There's gonna be some cool interactions with that as well.
I legitimately can't wait to see how Kissaran reacts when she finds out what happened.
Because Laura has to roleplay not knowing any of this for at least a few minutes.
Yeah, because Laura won't be there next session either. She'll be here. She'll be back the week after.
Which I think we can make that work story-wise, because
Yeah, yeah,
Laura's immediate reaction was that they wouldn't just like not tell her immediately. Like they'd tell her immediately and bring her to them so that she could help. But I actually don't think that's true.
You guys are a bit preoccupied. Like, your thoughts aren't with Kissaran right now. They're with Primaris, the Beholder you've just fought, and the
Elder Brain that's still lurking in there.
I mean, Turktanis right now, she's feeling extremely betrayed by Primaris, and she's furious at him.
Oh, I feel so
and
bad.
also grieving him. She's also furious at the gods. Like, she has never hated the gods this much in her life. She's just reached an all-time hatred of all gods ever. Like, they're all terrible, terrible beings to her. And she's just a red ball of fury. With horns and a tail.
With horns and a tail. Ectana's going the Atheist Crusade, yeah. I'm pretty she's gonna fucking go past
single-handedly the anti-god squad.
She's gonna go past temples and churches nearby and just fucking tear down all the statues and shit like that.
Just like throwing torches into
she might
all of them.
actually like start lashing out at temples and stuff and actively being like against gods.
I think Abran will probably tone you down a
The
little bit.
Jehovah's are gonna regret knocking on her door.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Well, like Thomas is going to jail. Yep. Yeah, well, so backup character.
Wouldn't be the first time. Been to jail before. Yes.
But yeah, so like what turned out to be this in-between arc of like, okay, well, while this is going on, the party has a handful of things to do. They can go find artifacts, they can go do quests around the city, and then all of that just fucking spiraled in this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
was
tough.
kind of like looking forward to not having like a huge big quest to do, so that she could kind of process everything she went through in the nightmare plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, with watching Kissaran not tell her daughter, because that was anger-inducing for her. Like, she was not pleased that Kissaran didn't immediately go like, "I'm your mom."
I just like I can't wait for the very, very start portion of next episode because like we cut off before getting to really see how the party reacts to what happened.
Yeah, like he whooshed out and they were all just left standing there, kind of like
Yeah, man. It's
so we haven't had a chance to see how the party's gonna sort of react and talk about what happened.
I think it might be like kind of a surprising reaction.
I'm curious to see how, because like the reason I ended it where I ended it was because hello, lit cliffhanger, duh,
and give people time to
really like process the thoughts and not make rash decisions in there, like in the aftermath of it. Because not only will the characters be emotional, but the players will be too, because something just drastically like changed, you know. Mm-hmm. So, which is why I was like, okay, we'll wait with like the actual like aftermath of that until next session. That the party can just sit on it for a little bit.
Still gonna make rash decisions.
But I thought about them. Hey, that's all I can ask. You know, that's all I can ask as your DM is like, hey,
you're gonna be a barbarian.
If you're gonna be a raging dickhead, just think about it. You know, or you actually do. And then if you then, after thinking about it, still proceed to be a raging dickhead, at least you thought about it.
You know, like she's not gonna be out of control, but she's gonna be.
That is a part of barbarians, though, that often sort of get forgotten about, is that barbarians, when they actually rage, they totally, like, are meant to, like, change. Like, most people play their barbarians, they play rage as just a statistical...
Like, beneficial.
Yeah, and they don't roleplay it as a switch in personality, and it is meant to be. Barbarians, like, outside of rage are meant to just be sort of like everyone else, like, normal. Yeah. And then in rage are the sort of, you know, mindless...
Not mindless, because there's definitely
than that.
There's definitely a difference between like a frenzied rage and a normal rage, whereas like frenzied
it's not like a berserker attack where you attack everything you can see.
Like rage channels all the anger they have within them, and it definitely makes them angrier, grumpier, and a lot less prone to making good decisions. But it's not like they totally lose control of themselves. There's still a bit enough control there. To know, you know, friend from foe and all that shit. Whereas a frenzied rage is when they just completely go blind with anger, and that's when they spiral out of control.
But like I say, so many people just don't play like role play at all. They do just treat it as a statistical change.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like barbarians in general, like either you roleplay them as a big dumb who makes dumb decisions all the time, like they're the same person. They're the same person on and off rage. Rage just makes them stronger. And then there's people that actually have that like set, like, okay, this is Nakul when he's just, chill, and this is Nakul when he's angry. I feel like Koiba does it pretty well when he's raging and when he's not raging. But hashtag blame Laura.
Both typing it in the same time.
Yeah, and exactly, Koiba. The fact that like dumb persona about Nakul is also a little bit of an act. Like you're smarter, like Nakul is smarter than you let on. Also really helps to play into that, like, oh, he's just a big dumb barbarian.
Whereas I go for a more, like, Ictanis is intelligent, but she's reckless and impulsive. It doesn't really think through her decisions for very long, such as cutting off her freaking arm.
Yeah, about that.
That was way more of a controversial decision than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be that controversial.
Me neither. But then people started
like
freaking out, and I was like, what? It's just a magic arm!
I enjoyed the debate, like, in the chat. Like, I was enjoying reading through it. There did seem to be, like, a kind of forgetfulness that it was a magic arm, and not just, like,
it's not like you're cutting off your arm to just get a prosthetic, because, prosthetics are cool. It's because that was a magical arm that would give you a bunch of cool powers.
Things.
Yeah, exactly.
Magical fire things, which is what really piqued her interest, was the whole fire thing.
Fire, huh?
Yeah, so Laura, has your ad finished yet? If so, I will explain where Blame Laura
hashtag Blame Laura
came from.
Oh boy.
Yes, yeah, okay. So basically, Nakul asked me, was there anything Nakul could have done to stop Tremaris putting the crown on? And I basically said, like, the only thing that could have stopped Tremaris was someone properly, like, appealing to his emotions, like, actually having a heartfelt, emotional conversation with him. And that's not what Nakul would do. And I said the only person in the party who probably would have actually tried to go that route and probably done that would have been Kissarin. So everyone blamed you for not being there and not stopping me.
Yeah, to kind of go back to Laura's point, it's like, I agree with you. Not everything should be easily solved by magic, but the arm was like literally designed to make the process of, getting the new arm very easy. Like that was its design.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, it's like kind of what it does, man. Like that's kind of its whole thing, is that it makes the decision making easier because you have to sacrifice your arm in order to use it.
Did you actually think anyone was gonna cut off their arm and like buy this arm and stick it on their arm?
It crossed my mind for like a good few minutes, and then I was like, nah.
No one's gonna do that. That's stupid.
I just no. And then it happened. Here we are. We have a nice robot arm. Looks fucking tough, dude.
It wasn't.
Did you
so
think
much
it would have
that...
been Ictanis or Nakul? Ictanis. I think Nakul would not have done that. Because, like I said, Nakul only plays a big dumb. Ictanis is a big.
Well, like, in terms of the magic enabling people to do dumb shit and think magic will save you, like that wasn't her thought process at all.
Look how that worked out for Tremaris.
Yeah, this arm does something really cool and magical, and if you do cool fire things, I want it. It will make me stronger, so I'm gonna have to cut off my arm so I can use it. And so she was like, "Okay, I can do that." then I'll still have an arm. It's just not going to be made of like my own flesh. That's cool. I don't care. Still makes me super strong and do fire things and makes me stronger.
Oh man, like at the end of the day, I feel like getting super like meh about this isn't really worth it, because like I put the arm in the game knowing that the chance exists, but it's this like it's literally designed to make the bonding process and like the operation, if you will, easier if an arm is willingly sacrificed for it, which is why Katana's having her arm cut off was a lot easier, because the arm immediately just on there.
Like, used.
Because that's part of his thing. Like, part of his enchantment is if someone willingly sacrifices an arm to do it, it means that they are worthy. Way, they're strong enough to be granted these powers. And like that's kind of how the enchantment works. Whereas, you know, like I'm definitely, as a DM, like I have so many items planted around the world just to fuck with you. Crown of Yoxreen being one of them. Just to, like, completely fuck things over.
And a left
where people are like, oh, this is a strong magical item, I'll be able to contain it, and then turns out you're not. So like, people are gonna be bitten in the ass at some point by the fact that they thought an item would be fine, and then turned out it wasn't. Don't worry. Oh, Ben. Excuse me.
But like when you make that kind of decision for your character, you kind of have to think like, basically two things. Is this something like my character would do? For sure, Arctanus would do that, in my opinion. Like, yeah. As my character, she would 100% do that. That's something reckless and stupid and a way of getting her strength and that she would definitely do. And then the other thing is like, you know, you gotta trust your DM not to like fuck you over after you do it. Which obviously I did, because I cut off her arm.
I think if anything, the timing made the perfect sense, because they just came out of a fucking life or death fight, high on the adrenaline, like, yo, this arm, fuck yeah, you know. I feel like the timing would even, if anything, for Arctanus make more sense, because high on adrenaline, you're more prone to make rash decisions than calm down a bit, you know? So I feel like, if anything, time wasn't forced at all.
You know, she was super amped to fight a dragon, like, she was so excited, and the others were like, ooh.
I mean, Laura, but like single-digit HP, that's not a term you know in-game. Oh, I'm at single-digit HP, so that's gonna make my decision-making different. That's not how role-playing works. Your character, like, sure, it can be like, man, I'm really fucked up after that fight. But especially when your characters, like Arctanus has shown to be, I feel like whether she would have been at low HP or full HP, she would have made the same decision. You know? I don't know.
Kamikaze guy.
Like, I thought I was... like, my first instinct definitely was to make her take, like, at least a short rest so that she could recuperate from the fight a little bit. But immediately I was like, but she wouldn't do that. She would be way too amped about the fact that she just bought a metal arm that she wants to fuse to her own body, to think, I should probably rest and heal up a bit. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna lie on the floor, someone's gonna chop off my arm, and I'm gonna attach this piece of metal to me, and it's gonna do cool things.
I don't think saying would feel more in character is the right thing to say here, Laura, because I think, if anything, knowing how rash and sometimes irresponsible Arctanus is, doing it at that given time feels more in character, in my opinion, as someone has seen
out of character. Everyone is aware is dumb.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no debate there. Out of character, it was
stupid.
Ridiculous. It was so so dumb.
Absurd.
The separation here is out of character and in character Arctanus is impulsive moron. You know, impulsive morons are going to be impulsive morons.
It's like having like two voices in your head. It's like, this magic arm does cool stuff, but you have to chop off your arm. And I'm like, nah, that's not worth it. And Arctanus like, fuck yeah, buy that now!
It's like...
Take my arm!
Okay, wait. How can I do this critical role spoiler without It's like that's okay. Don't say anything because I know for a fact that people in chat haven't caught up yet. It's like that certain character in Critical Role being like, "Yo, we're basically gods," you know, and then something happens. It's yeah. We're basically gods, dude.
Like I completely get where you're coming from, and like I'm really glad you like talk about this, and I'm not.
Yeah, I felt that at the time that
like,
the debate about it became a little too heated for my liking, but you know.
Like, I never felt like attacked or anything. Like people think, "Hey, you made a stupid decision. Ektanis would never do that. That's totally out of character." No, it's more like people been, that's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, it happened.
Go to any pub on a Friday night when there's a football match on, and try tell me that drunk morons make good decisions.
Can we not talk about football? Okay, yesterday was tough. I'm really sad. We don't talk about football today. Football is a banned word till next week.
Sports ball.
Yes, sports ball. Man. So yeah, like Laura, I'm not criticizing you at all, or like I'm not meaning to like, you know, give you shit about it. It's just.
Hey, let's change topic. My new character is a bard.
Listen, you can't say that while I'm in the middle of like my final remarks to Laura about the fact that okay, dude, you fucking Laura, I love you. All right.
This means you're gonna like sing, right?
Nope, I'm not playing it as a musical bard.
Ooh.
So get wrecked, all the people looking forward to puns and music. You're not getting puns and music.
You want to say?
Get out of there.
Like, do you want to say what kind of bard you're going to be, or you want to leave that?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Basically, my bard is going to be played as a politician. So instead of inspiring people with music and with like jokes, they inspire them with oratory and rhetoric and inspirational speeches.
Ektanis is gonna hate that.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
I always thought it was such a
and
cool.
Be like, oh my god, shut up.
I came up with the idea ages ago, and I thought it was just like super cool idea, like in using the inspiration dice, but with like speeches rather than like music. Like I thought it was a cool twist on traditional bards.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Oh, she's
when you like told me about it, I was like, it's fucking, dude, that's really fucking cool. But what I also like is that it forces you to talk more, a lot more, because talking is what you do for a living, you know. Like, It's gonna be interesting, very interesting.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's a good job I actually have experience with doing political speeches in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah, you used to study politics, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And like I say, I've done speeches for like political parties and charities and stuff in front of hundreds of people. So I've got
all I can
experience
get, like, the only image in my head right now is Dwight doing his speech in the office and like slamming his fists into the stand and like waving his arms. That's the only image in my head right now.
Yeah, so our boy Freddy, the bard. There you go. It's gonna be a good time. Like he'll start level 6.
Yes.
He'll start level 6 like the rest of you, and it's gonna be fucking fun. I am really excited.
I need our party to be strong and stable.
Oh god. Oh. The eye rolls you're gonna get from Ektanis, man. Oh.
It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, I'm so excited. We all having good time.
Words of Lausanne. Gnome bard. It's not gonna be a gnome, sadly. That would have been a little too on the nose. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, you'll see the full like character reveal and what he looks like and all that. You'll hear about that this Sunday. But yeah, it's a bard.
Does this mean new character art?
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Ektanis is getting new character art.
My artist who did the Tramaris art has stopped doing commissions, so sad face. I asked them if they were willing to do commissions for not Tramaris related art at all. Definitely not. And no, they're not doing commissions at the moment.
Maybe
That
ask
sucks.
Jippo for his friend's information, because that's who I'm getting to do Octanus this time around.
Oh,
I was
really?
totally actually gonna get the Tramaris commission done with him like on the cliff overlooking like his friend's grave. I was totally gonna get it done.
Oh, that's never gonna fucking happen now, is it? I'd never say never. Maybe at one point, but
I still need the art done. As a piece of art, it'll be so sick.
True. We need to let Nicole and Bran and Narong get their arcs first before we get second ones. Yes, that is kind of how it works.
It's just art. It's fine.
What?
Just because now, like, you know, it's fine. Just
But yeah, like your like other arc, you know, with about your parents is kind of slowly going on. You know, with people have reached out.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be like a slow burn.
That's gonna be a very slow burn because there's a little too much shit going on right now. Especially, and also, you know, cult-related things. A little too much shit going on that I need to make sure that I have focus on. And then there's backstories that are kind of on the brink of happening. Now this fucking Tramaris thing just happened. There's a lot going on right now.
Oh yeah, I know why I remember why my guy ended up with worse HP than Tramaris. Plus 0 Constitution, boys.
Oh, that's yep. Never make bumps.
Tramaris had like a +2, so he got a bunch of extra health every level. But this guy,
yikes!
Squishy boy.
That's rough.
Yeah, but Koiba, there's a difference between like a personal arc and then that. You know, like sure, the cult is targeting Dragonborn, so it's a little more personal for Nicole than it is for everyone else. But
so,
yeah,
my game might have another giant boy.
My guy may have +0 con, but I won't reveal what skills he has and stuff. But he has a +11 in 2 different skills.
Bards, by the way.
So yeah, I may have a +0 to con, but I'm good in other areas.
Makes up for
Bards, by the way. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm excited.
I could talk about D&D for hours, man. For fucking hours.
Oh, I'm excited.
Man.
Also, don't expect me to be useful in combat at all.
Hey man, bards can buff.
Besides your inspiring speeches.
Bards can buff and all that shit and be like, yo, your mom's a hoe, deals damage, you know? Like, that's it. I can't, like, do you have, what's it called? It's not cutting words, it's the other one.
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, Vicious Mockery?
Yes.
So you can just tire an enemy out by just some political speech that will eventually take
almost all of
damage.
My spells are like Hawking related in one way or another.
That's fucking great.
Almost all of them. Because that was my guy's theme. He talks, he's a politician. So yeah, I went for spells that are just almost exclusively speech related.
That's gonna be fucking fun, man. I can't wait for Sunday, dude! Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm so excited for the new character interactions. Oh my god.
Yeah, but also the aftermath of Tramaris' horrible decisions.
Yeah. Fucking Tramaris, god damn it.
Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell. +11 deception, oh wait. It's gonna be fun, guys. And then, like, you don't really have time to process it yet because you're still neck deep in Mind Flayer Stronghold. Yep. Them all knowing that you're there. It's gonna be... Yeah, that sucks, Laura, but, you know, it happens. It sucks when it happens.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it does suck, but it means like when Kissarin inevitably comes back, it's gonna be fucking insane.
Oh boy.
Oh, the mother lecture. Oh god.
Belle is so fucking like scared of the mother lecture she's gonna get. Be great.
I mean, the last time she spoke to Octanus, she was like, "Do not cut off your arm, because it's stupid." And then she's coming back like, "I cut off my arm, and we lost Tramaris."
I mean, for not telling her, I'm not sure if like they'll tell her, but she's not there right now. You know, that's the thing. What do you mean? Yeah,
the thing is like
You took that bracelet too. Oh fuck.
They're a bit preoccupied because their mind isn't necessarily on Kissarin at the moment. It's on Tramaris, it's on the Beholder they just fought, and it is on the Elder Brain they are about to fight. Like, they're a bit distracted, to be honest. And also, they have no way of communicating with you.
Oh, exactly.
I don't know, man. Like, Abran came back from being a statue and Octanus went, can you imagine how much Kisran would have yelled at me? How dare you nearly die? Twice.
They can use the pyramid, but it's like a one-time, like, if they teleport to you with the pyramid,
Yeah.
they're then stuck
You
there
can't-
because
yeah.
only one person
And
can use
only
the
and only
pyramid.
one person can use it, and the pyramid will be gone.
Yeah.
It
And
travels with
Octanus
them.
has the pyramid.
So no, it's not one
Yeah, it's
time.
only one
It's
time.
just like the person who has the pyramid can use it, and then when that person travels with the pyramid, they bring the pyramid with them. So and when both pyramids are next to each other, like you and say Gypsy or Abran will be in Kalzir, and the rest of the party will still be in
Yeah.
that settlement.
So like, if they teleport using the pyramid to you, then the only place they'll be able to teleport is to you.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll just end up with two people stuck away from the party, which is
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Octanus who has the pyramid.
Oh, Arctanus. Sorry, my bad. So and you know, the thing is as well is that if they end up deciding to leave and using the teleportation circle in Yesterhearth to go back to Kalzir, is the consequences are going to be real, because Mind Flayers just got attacked in their own home. They're very aware of the town of Yesterhearth because they, previously occupied it for a little while. They'll retaliate in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. So there's a lot on the line here. The pyramid is just an easy plot device, makes so that Kissarin can just join the party wherever they are once Laura has more time to play D&D again. That's the only function of that pyramid, is to have Laura have a way to be able to join the games again without shit feeling weird or forced. It's just
We
she's
also
there,
totally didn't steal it from Divinity Original Sin.
Absolutely not.
Definitely
How
not.
dare you? How dare you even try
We
and
are
insult
original creative people here, okay?
me? I 100% took it from Divinity. 100%. It's just purely so that Laura has a way so that she can do her IRL shit and then and wouldn't tie down the party to Kalzir for 2 more sessions until Laura has more time. This way the party can just go do whatever, and Laura, whenever she's back, Kissarin can just be like, hey, I'm here, guys. Dab, That's the reason I gave them those pyramids. We're so fucked. You'll be fine, Koiba.
It's fine, okay?
Have
we'll
I
be fine.
Have I ever allowed you to go into a fight in which you were like seriously close to death? Only a couple of times.
Yes.
And you still won. So you'll be fine. Alright? You'll be fine.
Because we're awesome.
And you've got a brand new party member with full health, all of his spells, everything.
And political rhetoric.
Yes.
But Laura, did you die?
Well, 2 people have, so...
Ash no. Ash died in a confrontation that wasn't even meant to happen. And you're not dead. You just gave up your body to be a vessel for some fucklord to the side of the realm beyond.
Edgelord Tramaris has been fully realized.
Yeah, but
I've always
almost is not dying, Laura. But did you die? You won at the end, right? Everybody happy?
I think I've only actually had to roll like 1 death save and then I was fine. I think, I don't know, can't remember.
These fuckers do psychic damage. I can't have that shit. Yeah, that's a barbarian's greatest enemy. Is the fact that they can't have this type of damage. Maybe Kame, but that would probably be more like a one-shot type thing where
I've just realised
I get some
why
new players
Tramaris
in.
made such dumb decisions. Because he also halved bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, so he was basically a barbarian. So he made dumb decisions.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That works, I guess. Oh, and the
Figured it
thing
out.
as well is that this creature, this patron, this otherworldly creature, has Tramaris' body and has 2 artifacts of the Sun Ring. So he's a strong boy. He's geared up, dude. He's ready to fuck. you know?
God damn it, Tramaris.
Like, he's ready to fuck.
I really sort of fucked everything up.
Yeah,
And it was
you
worth
did.
it.
It was worth it because of storytelling. Fuck.
Oh, I'm so excited for Sunday though.
Me too.
I
Me
can't
too.
wait.
I am like,
I'm so excited.
how do you follow up last Sunday? You know, how do you do that? That's the thing that I always end up with. Is that like, okay, you ended on such a high last week. How the fuck am I?
You
gonna...
don't have to. It's
No,
the
it's
idea
true.
of storytelling
Yeah.
relies on hills and valleys.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just constantly up here. People get bored. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
true.
Needles and
And that's why we have Anime Beach episodes.
yeah.
Never doing that again.
Oh, come on.
You almost ruined everything.
No, we didn't.
10 sessions
was-
of just
team
building
bonding.
and storytelling, and you almost break up.
No, it was bonding. It's fine.
Oh.
We were becoming friends.
Oh, is that what you call that? Aberrant not talking to anybody, Nicole pissing everybody off. I think it was Kassarin and Tramaris spending half the session in their room reading because they couldn't fucking fathom talking to Nicole. Is that what you call making friends, Belle?
Yeah, but then we fixed it.
Did you? Kassarin still hates Nicole.
Yeah, but that's just Nicole. There's nothing I can do to fix it. That's just Nicole.
No, she doesn't hate Nicole, but like, there's definitely still some like, no, like, there, you know. She's cool with him now? Alright, fair enough. But like, she hated Nicole for the longest time.
That's just Nicole.
You know?
It's okay, Laura. Everyone hates Naronk a little bit.
Yeah. It's because he's played by Soko, which is just she hates.
You know. Makes it difficult.
Fuck. Why is Nicole still getting hate? Nicole is fine as long as he keeps his hands out of Kassarin's bag. Fair. Nicole has done everything wrong, but I don't even fucking try.
Do you know what the best? Do you know what the best bit of this whole thing is? Is that the characters don't know this, but we do. Is that it was actually Naronk who stole it in the first place,
Yeah.
not Nicole.
We still
Which
don't
just
know
makes
that.
it all the better. Like, we're talking about how Nicole has done nothing wrong and like how everyone hates Naronk, and like it actually was Naronk. Like, it just adds so much to it.
Yeah, but like, I just, you know, like, after that whole ordeal, Nicole and Kassarin had beef for like the longest time. You know, like there were definitely a handful of sessions where Kassarin and Nicole were just not talking. You know?
But we fixed it and it's fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's
fine. Nothing's
Yeah,
broken
okay.
at all.
That's Tramaris' fault.
In a way, I guess.
I have
Tomorrow's as
thrown
well.
a metaphorical spanner in the works.
Oh, there's nothing
A
metaphorical about that one.
metaphorical.
That no.
That's what you're calling it.
That's metaphorical, huh?
Mhm.
Everything is ruined. No, like, I'm very excited with where this, like, all of a sudden this arc is going.
I'm excited for new character.
Me too. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Me, 3.
Time for a group
I'm
sit-down
So
chat.
excited.
I'm really excited. Are there any more questions
therapy session.
or things you guys want to discuss, both chats or guests, or do you have any questions? Get them out now. Because we're about, you know, we're getting towards the ideal like time to stop. for Dungeon
This
Discourse.
was ages ago, but can you tell me what the other, if any other basic nightmare plane things would have been for Arctanus? Because I want to know.
Yeah, I can.
It was ages ago.
Uh,
By that I mean like a month. Or
fucking
two,
hell,
I
that
don't
is a
know.
while ago, huh?
I have no concept of time anymore because of this freaking.
That's
campaign.
like that's like 4 sessions ago. It's fine though, you know.
That's fine.
Yeah, because the one that you saw was the one, you know, your family, your parents, and they were
Yeah.
kind of did you get a vision of your circus friends?
I did not.
Well, there you go. your circus friends completely fucking murdered and the circus tent burning in the background. That was something that I had prepared for you as well. Yeah, just everyone dead, everyone that you care for. So Bree, fucking what's his name, Alvin, all those guys just murked.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey man, you asked.
Another question about the nightmare plane.
Yes.
When people in chat started joking about the guy sat at the campfire being future Tramaris, were you tempted to make it future Tramaris?
No. I try my best not to let chat influence anything. Because that means if that would have been future Tramaris, that means that we're gonna have to send off Tramaris at some point.
No, you don't. You just create a time travel paradox.